Good morning all, awesome choice of all. ICCC, awesome, creative छ जो
Daydreaming, imagine धेरै गर्छ तर realityमा Innovative पिक्चरले world change गर्न सक्छ
सक्सेसफुल छ त त्यसैले चोइसमा ICCC नै छ उसको.
Your trusted partner for studies in Canada, ICCC.
Namaste and good evening. Welcome to Saichik Months, an educational talk show on TV today. This is your host Ramesh Lamisane for the show. Tonight we are discussing about study in Finland for Nepalese students. Joining us today is Mr. Birju Patel, Regional Advisor South Asia, supporting University of Vaasa, Finland. We'll be discussing overall aspects of study in Finland. Now, please join me in welcoming him. Mr. Birju, you're welcome to the show.
Thank you so much for having me here.
To kick off the program, I'd like to ask you, what are the benefits of Nepalese students looking to study in Finland?
Nepalese students have a lot of benefits, just like other students from all around the world. In Finland, we believe in equality and equity. So we give students equal opportunities despite of the backgrounds, and as well as there is resilience in the education system, wherein the education system also allows the students to flourish, and it's not about competition, it's more about cooperation. So Nepalese students are allowed to get a lot of varieties of scholarships at our universities, and as well as they are eager to go to Finland and study and live the opportunity there.
How is Finland's education system different from other popular destinations like the US, Australia, or Canada?
Finland, as I said, it's one of the happiest and safest country in the world, right? Now, we are different than the rest of the world because we give equal opportunities to the students, and as well as our professors at the universities, they're quite easy to approach. For example, at the University of Vaasa, we have 5,000 students. At the same time, we have 500 personnel and staff. That means for every 10 students, we have somebody whom they can approach.
Can you explain how affordable living cost and education cost are for international students in Finland?
Surely. So it depends where you're going in Finland. If you're in the mainland, that means you're in Helsinki, which is the capital, the cost of living can vary from somewhere around 900 euros to 1300 euros a month. But for example, smaller cities like Tampere, Turku, or as well as Vaasa, the cost of living will differ. And for example, at Vaasa, the cost of living is just as low as 700 to 900 euros a month. Now, many of our students have acquired apartments and one-bedroom shared kitchen flats, I would say, as low as 250 euros a month. But we recommend students to actually be on time to acquire the accommodation so that they can get the best affordable rates at the university accommodations available around the university. Because at the university, we do not have our own accommodation, but we have Vaasa student housing accommodation, and they help the student in finding their accommodations.
So what scholarships or financial supports are available to Nepalese students there?
So we have varieties of scholarships. The first is early bird scholarship. So from this year onwards, we have started an early bird scholarship, and this is for all students who apply to our university. So any student who applies, they are eligible for a 6,000 euro waiver if they pay the fees, the first year tuition fees, in 21 days of accepting the offer. So that means our fees is 14,000 euros per year. So if they pay in 21 days, they are only supposed to pay 8,000 euros after the 6,000 deductible. The second year scholarships are also there. So we offer 6,000 euro scholarship for students who complete the credits in time in the first year.
Okay.
And additionally, we are also having a scholarship if they complete the Finnish language module and that will allow them to get an additional €1,000 scholarship for the second year. That means students have a chance to get up to €7,000 scholarship for the second year based on their credit completion and the Finnish language module.
Finland is known for its innovative education system. How does this impact the learning experience of international students?
As I said, like Finland is quite famous for innovation, right? In Vaasa, we are also known as Energy Vaasa. That means we are an energy cluster of all the Nordic countries, right? We have 180 plus companies around our campus and the city which are in energy domain, right? So a lot of students, they also get an opportunity to serve internships during their studies and as well as get hands-on experience while they're studying from industry professionals. Our professors are also one of the top 2% all in the world, so they get like easy access to those professors. Secondly, in Finland and at our university, I would say that students are given practical knowledge as well as on the knowledge which is given at the university. We give them hands-on experience by university takes them at industrial visits as well, and this gives them opportunities to explore around the companies which are there.
Mr. Birju, this was all about Finland as a study destination. But you are here in Nepal representing University of Vaasa. Many Nepalese students may inquire what is University of Vaasa. So how do you introduce your University of Vaasa to Nepalese students?
I would say University of Vaasa was actually started as a business school, and we are still a business school having School of Technology as well, and other two schools which are School of Accounting and Finance and as well as School of Communications. At the University of Vaasa, we are actually located in a city called Vaasa, which is on the west coast of Finland. We are facing towards Sweden. In the city, we speak Finnish and Swedish, but as well as everybody knows, the whole of Finland speaks English, and English is also widely spoken by everyone there. The university has different domains to teach, but for international students, we only have business programs and technology programs. So our business programs and tech programs are highly accredited. For example, our business programs are AACSP accredited and as well as AQUES. For technology, we have several programs which are around the industry requirements in Vaasa and in Finland as well. Now, the university is also ranked as the 17th top university in the small university rankings, and as well as we are in the top 22nd ranking for business in the world.
What special program or opportunities does University of Vaasa offer to international students, especially Nepali students?
I would say as per the trends, we've seen that Nepalese students are more attracted to finance program, and our finance program is #1 in Finland.
Okay.
And as well as we have programs like international business, strategic business development, and as well as industrial management in the School of Business and Economics. But in technology, we have programs which are in electrical and energy engineering, then we have programs in computing sciences, and then as well as we have programs in industrial engineering and management.
How does the university help international students to settle in with things like housing, orientation, or adjusting with the new culture?
Yes, so we understand that for students who come from different backgrounds, they need to be accommodated at a new city, at a new university, and as well as a new life which they begin in a different country. So as a university, we have orientation days, which is always in the last week of August, and we expect the students to arrive before that. So when the students arrive before the orientation days, there are tutors also given to the students, which helps them to understand the city and as well as the university in the initial few weeks. Because the tutors, and they are former students, so they help the students to know the city and the university better. We also amalgamate ourselves with the city council. We call them at the campus, as well as we host webinars for students to understand that what benefits lie in Vaasa for the students and what else they can do apart from the university life. Apart from all this, we also have a student union which takes care of student benefits for students. The students are supposed to pay a student union fee, which is a yearly fee, but it also gives them access to a lot of discounts in the city and as well as transportation discounts, with discounts at restaurants and cafes.
What opportunities are there for Nepali students to work part-time, to get job after graduation, or to permanently settle in Finland?
I would say, as a moment currently, from this year onwards, we are also looking to have students paid internships. So as I said, we are sitting in a city where we have 180 plus companies just in one domain. And it doesn't stop there because we have different companies in different domains as well. So, and we have those industrial relations, and we help the students in building their CVs, as well as we have a career department at the university which helps the students in finding job opportunities. But as I would say this to every student which I counsel, that there is right opportunities in Finland for the right students. So students should also take some initiatives. For example, students should start learning Finnish language because that gives an additional edge for students to build their profile, and as well as when they put down that in their CV, it gives them a little additional benefit with the local language. Also, we send the students for internship opportunities in their vacations. So students can actually work full-time during the vacations, and that actually helps them to grow their portfolio while they are studying. But this is also based on students' caliber. They need to crack the interviews. They need to also upfrontly go for those interviews.
They need to show their own capacity, right?
Yes,
Okay.
because we can help them with the opportunities, but of course we can't just guarantee give them something on a plate, right?
Yeah.
And this is open to all the students, and that's when we tell all the students before they land in Finland as well that they can start learning the language, because it helps them for part-time jobs as well.
With Finland's relatively small job market, how competitive it is for international students to secure jobs after their graduation?
See, as a former commented, that there are opportunities for students and for the right kind of candidates,
Okay.
right? So they need to upskill them because when students come from South Asian countries or anywhere else as well, I would say, they need to develop certain skills as per the place where they are gonna live, right? So a different set of jobs require different set of skills, and at a university like us, we're ready to help them in upscaling them, but they should also show the demonstration at how they're willing to learn as well. Now, the Finnish job market is fairly small, but on the same side, there are multinational companies. And if the students are bright and they crack those opportunities, it doesn't need to be that the student has to be getting a job in Vaasa alone. They can get a job in Helsinki, they can get a job somewhere else in Finland, or else they can get a job in the EU as well, because most of the companies which we have in the country, they are multinational companies.
Okay, we talked about Finland as a study destination. We talked about your university, but there may be one question. There are many universities, many educational institutions in Finland. Why should a particular student, especially international student, choose University of Vaasa among many others there?
See, I would say Finland has 13 universities, and the rest are University of Applied Sciences.
Okay.
What makes us stand alone is the opportunities which beholds in the city of Vaasa. As I said, we are an energy cluster of the Nordics, and as well as at the university, we have programs which are curated around the job market requirements. So for example, programs which are related to energy and technology, they actually suffice the needs of the job markets in the city and around the country as well, in the energy sector and the technology sector. Then business programs are widely famous because, as I said, that all businesses require business students, right? A business requires marketing, a business requires finance, a business requires strategic business manager, as well as industrial managers as well, right? Our university also, as I would put this forward, that we are a university with a heart. And when I say this, we actually say this because we have 110 plus nationalities living in the city, right? And our professors are also multicultural and multilingual. So we have put down a mechanism wherein our students are having an easy access to all the professors at the university, and we care for the students and we help them to amalgamate and as well as integrate them in the Finnish society. To end it, I would say that for spouse, we have a special spouse program at the university which helps the spouse to integrate them in the Finnish society and as well as upskill their skills to get them job market ready and as well as give them more skilling required for them to secure a job.
Okay, you just talked about more than 110 cultures living in the city Vaasa. So, how diverse is the student community in University of Vaasa, and what does the university do to make everyone feel involved?
Yeah, I would say we're pretty diverse, right? As I myself look after South Asia, and we recruit students from different countries in South Asia, but as well as the university recruits students from all over the globe. We have students coming in from South Africa, we have students coming in from the Middle East, we have students from Vietnam, as well as we have a good community of students coming in from India, Nepal, Pakistan, Sri Lanka, Bangladesh, right? So all the students, they are at the university, and we try and make them feel integrated in the society, wherein we do certain events around the year where we bring in the Finnish students and as well as the other nationalities together for them to have a chance to mingle and as well as make friendships and make connections. Secondly, individual nationalities also have their own social groups in the city wherein they have events around the year. For example, Nepalese community or Indian community or Bangladeshi community, they keep certain events around the year, which also helps the students coming from those nationalities to meet people who have been already living in Vaasa and seek help from them because they have the right knowledge from over years of experience, and they are also willing to help the students. The city council also hosts event. For example, our Vaasa Spouse program, they also host programs in the city council and the university wherein they meet, all different cultures meet together, and they actually share ideas and talk over food as well. So that's
How do
that.
Nepali students fit into the University of Vaasa's vision for international students?
I would say that we have a pretty clear vision where we want a multi-diverse group of students in a classroom, and that's when we recruit students from Nepal as well. And Nepalese students, they're quite fairly educated, and as well as they are eager to learn more, right? And that's when, like at the university, we find them inclusive in the diversity. Apart from that, we also help the students to integrate in the Finnish society. We have a language program as well, and which helps the students to learn the language in full while they study. And this also helps them to amalgamate in the Finnish society.
Finland often promotes itself as an attractive study destination. But how successful has it been to retain international students after the completion of their studies?
See, I would say the Finnish international student recruitment market is like just fairly quite new, I would say, because up till 2018 it used to be free education, and after that, like post that, they've started charging tuition fees. But in the recent years, the recruitment has been really good. For example, the last intake, we exceeded all limits, and we've recruited, and I would say we've over-recruited students as well, wherein from different nationalities, because that's the craze, or I would say, putting forward that that's the willingness of students to come to Finland. Right, all universities have in Finland. They've received multiple applications in numbers of thousands, I would say, in the last intake. At University of Vaasa, we have met our recruitment targets far beyond what we expected, and as well as we help the students in securing paid internships while they are on their breaks in summer, and as well as during their studies. We also help them in getting full-time job by asking the companies to come on board at the university, and as well as making them meet the companies to secure them a full-time job.
What challenge do Nepali students face while they are applying for Finland to study, and how can they deal with that?
I would say the first question many Nepali students ask me is about cold, right? About the cold environment which they will get into in Finland. But and to make it clear through your medium, I would say it's not that cold, right? Because it minus 20, minus 25 on the likes of, like, you know, sound, hearing that would make anybody afraid of the cold, right? But that's only for a few weeks in winters. Rest of the time, the temperatures are quite normal, and they're quite sustainable. But I would recommend that students, when they come to Finland and Vaasa, they should carry enough clothing, and as well as they can purchase it there as well. The second challenge, I would say, is that they have a challenge of learning the Finnish language, right? And the language has to be learned before they come to Finland, right? And this is an advice I would give to all students, is because though everybody speaks English in Finland, but it's quite important for them to know the local language as well, for them to secure or have an extra edge for part-time jobs, right? So we have this language program which they can start before even they land in Finland, and they can start learning the language from here itself. The last challenge, I would say, is the Nepalese students, and we have found out that there were challenges in securing accommodation, and for that I would say that once they are done with their educational requirements, and as well as once they are a student at a university, they should start applying for the accommodations in time.
Mr. Birju, thank you so much for sharing valuable insights about study in Finland. I wish you a wonderful stay here in Nepal.
Thank you so much for having me on. Thank you.
Dear audience, that was Mr. Birju Patel. With this, we have come to an end of today's program. I hope this has helped Nepali students who are looking an opportunity to study in Finland a lot. See you again next week. Thank you.
Good morning all, awesome choice of all. ICCC, awesome, courageous छ जो एडभेन्चर्स मन पराउँछ, निडर काम गर्छ, जस्तो पनि समयलाई डेयरिङ का साथ फेस गर्न सक्छ, जेन्युइन छ उ, त्यसैले चोइसमा ICCC नै छ उसको.
Your trusted partner for studies in Canada, ICCC.